Man, you won't believe what went down in the studio today. I mean, inspiration smacked me across the face like a Jackson Pollock dripping with all the colors of the spectrum. Crazy, right? So I'm noodling on my bass, right? And this suddenly wild idea just floats right into my brain, making itself at home. Thought to myself, why not combine the two things I love? Art and music, visual and auditory, might as well be PBMJ, yeah? Imagine, mate, a painting you can not only see, but hear. Yeah, it's all 50 Shades of bonkers, but I'm running with it. Funny thing is, this idea's been living rent-free in my head for a bit. Something about the parallels between melodies and brushstrokes, and oh boy, I had to shout Nina down about it. She's all over it as expected. Thinks it's some sort of multi-sensory revolution or something? Well, ain't that some encouragement? Nina, she's been dealing with this sculpture she just scored, some new kid on the block. Makes me rethink the possibilities, you know? Space, dimensions, sound, sight. Hell, why not bring some touch into it as well, right? If I'm going multi-sensory, might as well go the whole hog. Get your earplugs ready for when I start busting out shapes, mate. Maybe I should ref the sound waves into physical structures. Literally make the music visual. It's so avant-garde. It could either be brilliant or an absolute train wreck. But hey, no guts, no glory, right? Been keeping things fluid in the studio today, trying not to let the sound drown the visuals, nor let the colors scream over the melodies. It's like a tightrope walk over chaos. The balance is totally key. And you know me with balance, mate, about as reliable as a one-legged man in a football game. But like old Dolly once said, what is important is to spread confusion, not eliminate it. So, I guess, chaos could be part of the fun, eh? Been trying to figure how to make this whole shebang work without making it look like Picasso's paintings had a wild night out with Depeche Mode's discography. Might need some tech wizardry up in my canvas area. If you've got ideas, spill 'em out, mate. Told you this is some explorer charting wild territories stuff. Just going to ride this wave and see where it takes me. Wouldn't mind your thoughts, though. I mean, you've got the Philistine perspective, and that's a compliment, not an insult. Most people who'll see, hear, maybe even feel this piece won't be us art nerds, right? On a different note, haven't heard from you today. How many poor souls did you crush in your video game spree? And make sure you're not making pizza your staple diet again. How's life outside the world of art and crazy ideas for you? Caught any cool new shows I should be binging? You know, it's days like these that make living in this smoke-choked city worth it. Yeah, you heard me right. So today, we had a digital art sharing session. It was me, Daniel, Claire, David, and Oliver. Back to our student roots, you know? Sort of a virtual round table, discussing art trends. More importantly, we got deep into the digital art scene. Can you believe it? We old dogs are learning some new tricks, picked some pieces, shared, and basically ended up having this ridiculously engaging conversation about current digital art trends. We went the whole gamut, mate, from pixel art to glitch art, even dabbled in a bit of AI-generated stuff. You remember Nina, right? She dropped by our chat conversation and we went all tech nerdy over art, turning out to be a fascinating space to explore, I tell ya. I think the most intriguing part was how we started cross-referencing traditional techniques with the digital ones. Felt like we stumbled onto the untapped gold mine of ideas. Now every pixel looks like a potential masterpiece. And damn, don't get me started about eye in art. I mean, where do you draw boundaries? A machine learning model, it's not creative in the traditional sense, right? It's programmed to perform tasks. So when it creates something, is it truly being original or just following code? It's tech and ethics rolled into one. But then again, if it gives me a new perspective, am I losing my creativity to a machine, or am I simply blending with the ebb and flow of times? It's wild, man. Truly wild. And if that wasn't enough, I think I found some good inspiration for my next piece. I know, me turning digital sounds like a fish trying to ride a bicycle. But that's how you keep the flame burning, isn't it? By the way, I heard from Nina that her dog Momo has learned to fetch newspapers. That's one smart pupper, eh? Hope you're holding up well too, buddy. Oh, and remember the time when you wanted to join our crazy artist talk? Well, I extended an invite to Nina this time. What say you join us for the next one? All the more, the merrier. Just remember, we don't talk about ordinary stuff. We are, after all, the ones who see the extraordinary in the ordinary. So, there was this interesting thing that happened today. You'd never think I'd do it, but drumroll, please. I started an online art blog. Bit of a leap, right? But yeah, I finally harnessed the courage to wrestle my marketing skill deficiency to the ground. And guess what? I'm secretly enjoying it. Can you believe it? Me, the old school artist, finally going digital. Gives the term contemporary artist a whole new meaning, doesn't it? I've been sharing some sneak peeks into my art process, discussing inspirations, and spinning tales about how my crazy ideas transition onto the canvas. Hoping it might attract some art lovers and maybe, just maybe, some prospective art collectors. It's a completely new platform. Feels a lot like sketching on a blank canvas. Wildly intimidating, but also invigorating. Oh, and you should have seen Nina's reaction when I told her. She was over the moon. Brilliant, she said. Thinks it's a clever idea to engage with potential collectors. Nina, man, she's always pitching these quirky ideas. Today she threw a cheeky title for my next piece, Metropolis in Flux. Dynamic, ever-changing, much like our city. She got me chuckling on that one. The title has got a certain ring to it. Got a bit nostalgic with her as well. She reminded me of that abstract piece I painted last year, Mind's Kaleidoscope, remember? You know, the one where I went all Jackson Pollock with the paints. Damn, seems like ages ago now. Anyways, I've spent the whole day playing with this new platform. Feels like one of those old 90s video games. Even shared my journey of creating Mind's Kaleidoscope. Didn't really expect people to resonate with it so much, but turns out there's an audience for everything. It's quite funny, navigating the digital world with my paint-stained fingers, a can of green tea on the side. I felt like I'd regressed to that bubbly art student back in Yale, learning something new every day. But hey, isn't that what life is about? Like those old guys used to say, art is never finished, only abandoned, or in my case, refreshed and rebooted. Anyways, I've got a new blog post to write, something about the symphony of colors.